strongest border security agreement in decades. But then, Republicans in Congress, not all, but walked away from it. Why? Because Donald Trump told them to. He told the Republicans, it has been published widely by many of you, that he didn't want to fix the issue, he wanted to use it to attack me. That's what he wanted to do. It was a cynical and an extremely cynical political move, and a complete disservice to the American people who are looking for us to not to weaponize the border, but to fix it. Today, I'm joined by a bipartisan group of governors, members of Congress, mayors, law enforcement officials, most of whom live and work along the southern border. They know the border is not a political issue to be weaponized. The responsibility we have to share to do something about it. They don't have time for the games played in Washington, and neither do the American people. So today, I'm moving past Republican obstruction and using the executive authorities available to me as president to do what I can on my own to address the border. Frankly, I would have preferred to address this issue through a bipartisan legislation, because that's the only way to actually get the kind of system we have now that's broken, fixed, to hire more Border Patrol agents, more asylum officers, more judges. But Republicans have left me no choice. Today, I'm announcing actions to bar migrants who cross our southern border unlawfully from receiving asylum. Migrants will be restricted from receiving asylum at our southern border unless they seek it after entering through an established lawful process. And those who seek to come to the United States legally, for example, by making an appointment and coming to a port of entry, asylum will still be available to them, still available. But if an individual chooses not to use our legal pathways, if they choose to come without permission and against the law, they'll be restricted from receiving asylum and staying in the United States. This action will help us gain control of our border, restore order into the process. This ban will remain in place until the number of people trying to enter illegally is reduced to a level that our system can effectively manage.
Oh, man, what does that mean? That's not good. So it's almost like y'all doing it just because y'all have to. Not because you want to, which means as soon as they get under a certain port, you're just going to reopen the border. That's not good policy, man.
We'll carry out
there
this.
Needs to be a clear goal of how we're going to stop people from illegally crossing the border. Legally crossing the border, okay, that's cool. Illegally crossing the border, okay, what we're going to do to stop that?
Order consistent with all our responsibilities under international law.
I have no problem with freaking people having asylum and people trying to get a better life for themselves, but they have to do it legally. They can't be able to just jump hoops and be here and nobody knows that they're here. Like, y'all gotta stop that, fam. Those are facts. Trust me, I understand about asylum seekers. I understand, they trying to run from poverty and a whole bunch of other shit. I understand that. But they have to do it in a legal way.
One of them.
Let's continue.
In addition to this action, we recently made important reforms in our asylum system, more efficient and more secure reforms. The goal is to deliver decisions on asylum as quickly as possible. The quicker decision means that a migrant is less likely to pay a criminal smuggler thousands of dollars to take him on a dangerous journey, knowing that if in fact they move in the wrong direction, they're returned around quickly. And 2 weeks ago, the Department of Justice started a new docket in the immigration courts to address cases where people who've recently crossed the border and they make a decision within 6 months rather than 6 years, because that's what happens now. Additionally, the Department of Homeland Security has proposed new rules to allow federal law enforcement to more quickly remove asylum seekers that have criminal convictions and remove them from the United States. My administration has also recently launched new efforts to go after criminal networks that profit from smuggling migrants to our border and incentivize people to give tips to law enforcement, provide information that brings smugglers to justice. We're also sending additional federal prosecutors to hotspots along the border and prosecute individuals who break our immigration laws. One other critical step that we'll be taking, and that is made a huge difference. We continue to work closely with our Mexican neighbors instead of attacking Mexico. And it's worked. We've built a strong partnership of trust between the Mexican President Lopez Obrador, and I'm going to do the same with the Mexican-elect president who I spoke with yesterday. We've chosen to work together with Mexico as an equal partner, and the facts are clear. Due to the arrangements that I've reached with President Obrador, the number of migrants coming and to our shared border unlawfully in recent months has dropped dramatically. But while these steps are important, they're not enough. To truly secure the border, we have to change our laws, and Congress needs to provide the necessary funding to hire 1,500 more border security agents, 100 more immigration judges to help tackle the backlog of cases, more than 2 million of them, 4,300 more asylum officers to make decisions in less than 6 months instead of 6 years, which is what it takes now, and around 100 more high-tech detection machines to significantly increase the ability to screen and stop fentanyl being smuggled into the United States. These investments were one of the primary reasons that the Border Patrol Union endorsed the bipartisan deal in the first place. And these investments are essential, remain essential. As far as I'm concerned, if you're not willing to spend the money to hire more Border Patrol agents, more asylum officers, more judges, more high-tech machinery, you're just not serious about protecting our border. It's as simple as that. I believe that immigration has always been the lifeblood of America. We're constantly renewed by an infusion of people and new talent. The Statue of Liberty is not some relic of American history. It stands for who we are as the United States. So I will never demonize immigrants. I'll never refer to immigrants as poisoning the blood.
Is Joe Biden melting in front of on the stage? What the hell is going on? Are my eyes tricking me?
Of a country.
He looks like a ghoul in Fallout.
And further,
Nigga, go home. Go take a nap. It's okay.
never separate children
Damn.
from their families at the border.
That nigga need to retire so bad.
I will not ban people from
he's
this country
tired of-
because of their religious beliefs. I will
I
not
feel bad that we forcing this old guy to run the country.
use the U.S. military to go into neighborhoods all across the country to pull millions of people out of their homes and away from their families to put detention
And
camps.
we're gonna replace him with another old guy. It's just a retirement home Olympics in Florida in America now. What the hell's going on?
And while awaiting deportation, as my predecessor says he will do if he occupies his office again. On my very first day as president, I introduced a comprehensive immigration reform plan to fix our broken system, secure our border, provide a pathway for citizenship for dreamers, and a lot more. And I'm still fighting to get that done. But we must face the simple truth. To protect America as a land that welcomes immigrants, we must first secure the border and secure it now. The simple truth is, there is
I
a
don't want
worldwide
to.
migrant crisis. And if the United States doesn't secure our border,
I didn't want to hear that. Man, I did not want to hear that last part. What is Joe Biden doing? What is the point? It's corporations, fam. They want the cheap labor. It's the cheap labor. Let's just keep it as real as possible. The cheap labor. It's a sad day. Sad day. The cheap labor.
there's no limit to the number of people may try to come here because there's no better place on the planet than the United States of America.
Oh my God. Get this fucking guy off the stage, bro.
For those that say the steps I've taken are too strict, I say to you that
Strict.
be
He
patient.
ain't do nothing. Strict. He practically just said as soon as it comes to a stable manner, and we're back to normal as usual. I don't even know how you could be mad.
Patient and goodwill of the American people are
Democrats have zero. Democrats do not want to. They love cheap labor. I'll just leave it at that.
We're wearing
And
thin
they'll
right
do
now.
whatever it takes to make sure immigration continues.
Doing nothing is not an option. We have to act. We must act consistent with both our law and our values as Americans.
Joe Biden said, "Oh, 4,000 people a day is too much." No shit. Fucking geniuses.
I'll take these steps today, not to walk away from who we are as Americans, but to make sure we preserve who we are for future generations to come. Today, I've spoken about what we need to do to secure the border. In the weeks ahead, and I mean the weeks ahead, I'll speak to how we can make our immigration system more fair and more just. Let's fix the problem and stop fighting about it. I'm doing my part. We're doing our part. Congressional Republicans should do their part.
Before you said you couldn't do anything. Now you're doing something. Before, you just forgot that you said you couldn't do anything. You forgot about a couple months ago? I can't do anything about immigration. Now you want to do your job. Okay. I can definitely feel like this is bullshit, but then again, I could be wrong. I'm probably not, but I could be.
Thank you very much.
Stay woke TV. Duh. That's my new thing I'm doing. So don't even know who to listen to. He's a ghoul. Look at his face. Oh shit.
What was that? I asked her, is Prime Minister Netanyahu playing politics with the war?
I don't think so. He's trying to work out a serious problem he has. Thank you.
All right, that of course.
He's melting in front of us, chat. I was wondering why we don't see him. Because he's turning to a mummy in front of us. Slowly dying. Who the hell would want to do this job at 80 years old? I'm fucking out of here, nigga. Y'all young niggas take over, bitch. I did my time. Jesus. Poor Joe Biden. We done forced his old ass to become president. I wish him the best. I mean, I don't know who you gonna win. Some people saying they're not even gonna vote. They not voting for Trump or what's his name. I'm like, I feel you. They refuse to vote. They hate the candidate so bad. How the hell do we get stuck with two candidates that nobody wants? That's crazy. Never would have thought that would happen. But for sure, that's exactly what's happening. Let's see what's going on with Bloomberg.
Seemed like there was a ceasefire deal potentially imminent. That, of course, did not